Hello, and welcome everybody back to Kingdom Hearts. That's right, we're going to get it back into 358/2 days, and the reason we're doing this today is to finish everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the secret reports today. We're going to do a special episode on that, and then once we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream, and then we're going to move on over to Recoded. But for right now, we have extras to look at, so let's go ahead and do that. Secret reports. Let me turn down my mic for a second. Holy, that's loud. Alright, first day. Meaning. So, the name defines an object, describes the span of it, gives it purpose. We embarked upon the replica program to ensure our new power stays ours. Now, our shadow puppet, number I, lives. It needs a name. Something to define it, to give the hollow vessel purpose. Seems like we're getting new members every day. Number 13 was a boy, Roxas. Now we've got a number 14, Xion. Today's mission was to show Roxas the ropes. I feel like they've had me babysitting him since he got here. Not a bad kid, but he's spacey. Good fighter though. At least I won't be bored. Xion is being monitored. Roxas, meanwhile, has begun his training exercises. It is imperative we keep Xion from having undue contact with Roxas until we are certain of performing as expected. It will take another 10 days. Vexen's conditions are to be trusted. As for the Keyblade Master, Lucia will no doubt be keeping an eye on him. Another mission with Roxas today. Is he seriously my responsibility? At least he's starting to talk like a normal person. Maybe that means his memory's coming back. Still, this kid's supposed to be the Keyblade Master, nobody? I don't see it. Ugh! How dare they shut me out of the monitoring the Keyblade Master, and then to send me off to teach that half-baked nobody basic magic? I should have had him light me on fire. It won't be long now, though. Once I'm over at CO, our plan goes into action. No more playing nanny. Ever. They pushed up the CO plan. Our little hero with the key must have made a move. Me and his nobody have been meeting up for ice cream the last few days. Not the best conversationalist, but at least he's mastered a few facial expressions besides doom and gloom. I told him about CO, but he didn't seem to follow. Guess that's understandable. The program is largely on target number I. My finest replica has proven an even greater success than anticipated. I intend to take the other vessel, judged unfit for number status, to Castle Oblivion. I'll subject it to further testing. One thing is clear. Could these replicas not be classified as a special sort of nobody? Lucia succeeded in leading the Keyblade Master to the castle. I sense multiple threats at work, but details on each of the projects are scarce. I suspect some alleged organization projects are secretly private machinations. Lucia seems especially suspect. Pressing Zexion for answers would be a waste of time, I know that. But this dearth of information is hard to accept. What's happening on the upper levels? What ought we be doing down here? They hug their truths close and leave the rest of us speculate. Zexion talks of the bond we share as an organization. How could such a thing exist? Still, he remains the only one I can trust. Simple deductions suggest Axel's outwardly inscrutable actions are the result of some directive from Sykes. Why else eliminate Vexen? He simply wanted to do research. Did we not all stand to gain from the fruits of this program? What is Axel thinking? Axel's on the way, though. I don't know if he's aware of our plot. Vexen had no part in our plans. Why eliminate him? Assuming Axel's orders were to root out traitors to the organizations, discerning his motives merits our full attention. I've uncovered most of what I need to know about the replica program, but where's the other one? I can't find any trace of it. Vexen was caught in the middle. Pitiable, but unavoidable. I could not risk his program falling into their hands. Of greater concern are the traitors, not the obvious turncoats, but the ones who will get in his way and my way. The Keyblade Master is not our enemy. Roxas woke up today. I think he was dreaming this whole time. Being with him feels strange. Familiar. Like listening to the waves crash up against the shore. But why? The replica program continues apace. But something has gone wrong at Castle Oblivion. The dust returned with word that none of those we dispatched survived. But the news came in fragments. We still know too little to extract the truth. I doubt Axel will be among those lost. But I must plan for the worst. First, I must locate the Keyblade Master. I've lost track of the Keyblade Master and the other intruders. I'm the only one left in the castle. Everybody else has been destroyed. My orders were to end the traitors, but I think by this point, I fit that bill better than anybody. There's one last thing I need to look into while I'm here. Sykes had a hand in what went down at Castle Oblivion. Well, or like a whole arm, which means Axel was in on it as well. The fact that Xemnas ordered Axel to take out the traitors, orders which went through Sykes. No specific names were given, but naturally Xemnas knew who the turncoats were right from the get-go. The longer you know someone, the less you need to speak in clear terms. Everything gets around with a wink and a nudge, a little reading between the lines. When it comes to what befell our late comrades at Castle Oblivion, ambiguity suits me just fine. But the Keyblade Master and Roxas come out and say every little thing that comes to mind. Maybe that's human. Maybe they're just special. I lost the ability to use the Keyblade, and I have no idea why. I don't know what to do about it, about anything. It happened suddenly after Roxas woke up. If I can't collect hearts anymore, the organization has no use for me. This is terrible. Honestly, I never got why Roxas was so crazy about Shion. I know they both joined up around the same time, and they're both rookies, but how do you get close to somebody who hides their face all the time? Well, I saw it today. All of a sudden, number 14 up and takes off her hood. Shion is a girl. She looks just like Naminé. Roxas has been coming along on my missions to help out. Since I can't use the Keyblade, Axel is covering for me, so I should be safe for now. But what am I going to do if I never get the Keyblade back? Can't lie forever. The hearts collected by our two Keyblade wielders, Roxas and Shion, have gathered together, and now almighty Kingdom Hearts waxes large in the night sky. Our efforts have come to bear fruit, nearly ripe for the plucking. All plans proceed smoothly, alarmingly so, in fact, though this is no time to be deterred by paranoia. Neither Roxas or I have any memories of our human lives. I don't even remember my first days as a nobody. Roxas said he was the same, but I'm not so sure. For me, it's a total blank. I can't even remember the day I met Roxas or Axel. It's all a blur. Shion regained her ability to wield the Keyblade. I don't know how or why. Maybe there's more to the Keyblade Master they're not telling me about. I feel like I've been spending more time talking to Roxas and Shion lately than my own friend, Sykes. This has to have been what it's like. Friendship. Every day it's work. I'm dead bored. I'd kill for some vacay. Nobody needs his rest. Nobody needs its rest, am I right? And when I get it, it's gonna be nothing but me and my sitter. Roxas is maturing at an impressive rate. His face, the way he handles the Keyblade. It's all exactly the same. The world seems so divided and alone. There's always that steady thread there to connect them. And we nobodies can ever escape the things we did as humans. So it goes. Talking to Roxas and Shion always brings back memories of my human life. Back when I was a kid. It's a weird sensation. I ought to be able to share all this with Saïx, but I just don't feel like it anymore. It's strange, but I'm content with just missing what's gone. I'm not the one who changed. You did. Watching that foolish beast fail about only to my disdain for humans and their incessant need to be pinned down by feelings. We became nobodies precisely to avoid the shackles of emotion. It was only later that we realized the scale of that loss. That some things simply cannot be done without a heart. That man wearing the organization's coat. That jerk. He's too powerful. I can't beat him unless I get stronger. And I'm not a sham. I'm not! He is. He's the one pretending to be something he isn't. As expected, the duplicate is starting to show its limits. The program showed promise. But a puppet is just a puppet. Something to be toyed with until it breaks. I'm utterly at a loss as to what Roxas and Axel see in that thing. But best to dispose of it merits my consideration going forward. How best to dispose of it, guy. I wasn't ready to see Roxas again. I can't help but compare us. We both use the Keyblade, but we're so different. Does he dream? It seems like that's all I do anymore. Last night I dreamt of the ocean. I was drowning. Roxas and Shion have had it out. Roxas and Shion must have had it out over something. Knowing them, it's something dumb. But still, watching them, it's like they're human. It's messing with my head. I kind of wonder if Roxas understood all that about the wrong buttons. I get the sense of a lot of it went right over his head. Oh God. I've got my new hit single. X-Face is always looking at or barking at me to do work. But what's he expect me to do against a monster like that? I mean, stop and think about that skill set when you divide up the labor already. Shion failed to complete its mission. If this continues, destroying it and using the next replica as the duplicate would undoubtedly yield a higher grade copy than where I was among the initial lot, which naturally raises questions about its capabilities. At present, it is nothing short of broken. I cannot fathom why Xemnas would want to keep it. Has to be something to what Saïx said. Why wasn't Shion qualified to be one of us? He said just look at her. But at what? The fact that she looks like Naminé? Shion and Naminé must be connected. Whose nobody is Shion, anyway? What is Saïx hiding? I find myself envying the children. Perhaps some fundamental differences exist between those who become nobodies as adults and otherwise. The longer you have lived, the more you are positioned to lose with such a gamble. But a child can look forward unafraid, even in the face of immeasurable odds. I doubt they even see life as a gamble the way we do. Shion continues to sleep. All analysis on his function suggests no marked change. The copying appears to be working, but a replica is a replica. My latest report to Xemnas on this netted me no clear answers. He simply stood, smiling. At times, I find his thinking impenetrable. I finally woke up, just to pass out again. Why? Because I'm a failure? I dreamt the whole while I was out. It was something nostalgic, but what? But why can't I remember? It could be a key memory from my human life. All I can remember is the sound of the waves, gentle in the distance. The Thought I'd never see the word replicant again. Any rational man would realize that the Riku replica was not likely unique, but I'm the only one in the organization who knew of his exceptional copying functionality, that he ultimately formed a sense of self. The fact that I knew all that and still never noticed the truth about Shion speaks to how remarkable a replica she must be. My questions remain unanswered. Who was she a replica of? Namine? Kairi? Perhaps someone entirely different. Why did the organization admit her into its membership? And why would such a fine replica fall unconscious or sporadically lose its command of the Keyblade? Even if Shion is a replica, a puppet, she's still Shion. I understand that's in my head. But how do I interact with her now? Riku replica was just a tool, but I can't just use Shion. No, I was wrong to have just used Riku replica in the first place. How is a man-made puppet any less worthy than a nobody that was never meant to exist at all? They're both ambiguous, tenacious at best, and she's my friend. Even if neither of us should exist, it doesn't invalidate the bonds we form. Next break we get, I told her we'd all go to the beach. I hope we get the chance. A little summer vacation. I know if we can get together and laugh about stupid stuff, this nagging doubt will go away. My body feels heavy. My head aches. I'm too busy dreaming to get any rest from sleep. Axel knows something. He's hiding some secret. It must be in Castle Oblivion. That's where I was born. Shion's appearance should vary based on the relation of the viewer to her. Saïx sees her simply as a puppet. The program approaches completion. Through Roxas, Shion is assembling a copy of the hero of the Keyblade. As proof, she sometimes appears to take on its form. To my eyes. Shion's disappearance is fascinating. She really is breaking from our control. It's a sign of her approaching the essence of the hero. It seems Saïx still doesn't truly see her. Curious to know how she appears to the others. I see her as him, though I suspect that Xemnas sees something else entirely different in her. The air is charged. I can feel it. You go out on a big gamble at a time like this, and you're going to lose big. That said, it's betting against the worst odds that nets the biggest win. I'm eager to see how this hand plays out. Shion is gone. Roxas still doesn't know anything, but Shion found out. That's why I need to find her. We don't have hearts, so we can accept the fact that we're given at the truth. But something far more important lies behind that truth. Saïx would laugh at people with no hearts calling one another friend. That doesn't make it not so. As a nobody of the hero of the Keyblade and the replica of that nobody, those two are special. Unique in every sense of the word. That doesn't change the fact that we're friends. Nothing will. Got it memorized, Shion? Axel and Roxas are up to something. No plot they concoct will change the fact that the organization has cast off Shion, though. Our plans have split, diverged, and advanced now to the next stage. The Number I project and replica program merely paved the way. Our true goals lie elsewhere. None of us really know everything that's going on in the Castle Oblivion. Some rooms even Xemnas doesn't know about. Not many are even aware that Shion was born there. I wonder if the truth about this place will ever surface. The man they're calling the imposter. The fake organization member? It's Riku. Roxas could very well remember that, somewhere deep in his memories. Still, it's too soon to report this. I need to know why Shion was with him first. If she's siding with the hero, it could easily mean erasure. What are you planning to do, Shion? Axel failed to report that the imposter and Shion are working together. Instead, that news came from Roxas. The boy is far more easily handled than Axel. But now Axel has captured Shion and returned her to us. His motives are impossible to read. The plans can be altered if necessary, but doing so can only delay their realization. Roxas doesn't trust me after the whole Shion incident, but I can't tell him the truth yet. So I keep lying. It's no big deal when you're a nobody. There's no guilt, no feeling at all. So why does it still sting? Just a little. When I lie to him. All my dealings with Roxas give me this bizarre illusion of humanity. We watched the sunset today, the three of us. I didn't think we'd ever be able to do that again. It's like that dream I had. The one where I was at the shore with Roxas and Axel. Watching the sunset over the water. I just want to stay with them. But how? What should I do? Shion is burning through the mission at full tilt. She seems frantic. Why, I don't know. And speaking of, I still don't know what to say to Roxas. Even without my orders from Saïx. I'd do anything to stop Roxas from being erased. I just don't know if I can stand by and let that happen to Shion either. Axel's always helped me out, so I just assumed he would again. How long has he known about me? Maybe since long before we met in Castle Oblivion? But he told me to think for myself, and was so happy. But now, as I get stronger, Roxas keeps getting weaker. I shouldn't exist anymore. They say that nobodies were never meant to exist. But I'm the real affront. But before I'm gone, I want to help Roxas and Axel. Even just a little. I think the boy I saw today is the same Sora from my memories. Be they a puppet or the hero's nobody, we merely need a functional Keyblade master. The details are not important. The puppet had to develop to a point where the hero of the Keyblade may be entirely redundant. Indeed, perhaps we ought never allow Sora to awaken. He cannot be controlled. He will rise up against us. We must move our agenda ahead with that firmly in mind. Iku gave me this time. Axel told me to spend it thinking for myself. The organization is determined to erase me, or either me or Roxas. They'll never allow us to coexist. I love Roxas and Axel. I'm sure Saïx would scoff at that. Call it a trick of my artificial memories, but the time I spent on that clock tower was real. I wish the three of us could stay together, just like this, forever. But I have to end this. I'll never forget today's sunset. Even if Roxas and Axel do, I won't forget. I couldn't tell Shion she was wrong, and I can't bring myself to end her. But it's either that, or I have to erase Roxas. There's no future where the three of us can sit around and eat ice cream. I know Roxas will never understand. I don't want to acknowledge it myself. I want to see Roxas one more time, but couldn't. What would I say? Did I ever really exist? Even if not, I just hope that those times we spent watching the sunset were real. I know Naminé will tell me how to get back to where I belong. I should hurry to see her. The gears of Sunda's plan has begun to spin wild since the loss of half our membership at Castle Oblivion. The results are there. Can this state of affairs fairly be called a success? The Kingdom Hearts can be said to possess a mind of its own. It is surely rejecting Xemnas. No. Rejecting Xehanort. Roxas left the organization today. Our plans never accounted for the possibility of both Shion and Roxas leaving. How did it come to this? How did this come to pass? When did Roxas grow strong enough to outmuscle me? What were you really after, Lei? We joined the organization at the same time and formulated our plan. At this point, it was just an idle fantasy. Everything changed. You and me. Roxas left. It's so like him to just leave that winner ice cream stick behind. Come tomorrow, I'll probably get the order to hunt him down. But leaving that there, here, makes it feel so permanent. I wish the three of us. Three? No. That the two of us could share some ice cream again someday. That's what it is, to be friends. With luck, we can bring Roxas back into our fold. But if Venusaur should awaken as the hero of the Keyblade, he is bound to keep unlocking hearts. If he should come to target us, he'd simply subdue him and use his powers ourselves once more. I must become one with Kingdom Hearts. I will become a higher existence. All of my true ambitions begin there. There we go. And those are all of the secret reports. Now, I'm going to go through these real quick as well to get all the news done. We're out of the way so we don't have to worry about the news popping up. Oop, maybe I should scroll. Okay. Goo, Tyree, Biz, Nominee, Ectozepmus. Alright. All the news are now done. Okay. And thus concludes everything that I believed. Aha! Museums. There we go. That concludes Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. We are officially done with everything completed. And now, we move on to Recoded. So for right now, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, family, loved ones, anybody you think you might enjoy this. Of course, you can find me on Goma94 on YouTube, where I upload these videos later, so you can view at your viewing pleasure. And of course, aka Animal Wolverine on twitch.tv/Animal Wolverine. You can find me on here. Please give me a follow. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time. Stay classy, guys. Got it memorized? Bye! Later.